Hey there, my name is Sarah Brunk and I'm going to show you how to refurbish this classic artist mannequin. The two components I will be replacing are the internal limb springs and the head. The first step is to remove the mannequin from its stand and clamp it to the table. To remove the head, first pull the head out and push the neck in to expose the spinal spring. Insert a small steel rod to lock it in place. The internal bracket and screw are then removed. These will be reused on the new version of the head. Next, I used clay to sculpt new features for the head. The motivation behind this was to create a more natural looking head that is truer to the human form. A flat geometry on the back of the head will be used as the sprue for the resin casting process, which was chosen because it provides a lot of control over form and color. A two-part silicone mold material was used to create the mold, by mixing and pouring over the pattern that was hot glued to the bottom of the mold box at the sprue. Once the mold is set, a serpentine pattern is cut into the mold to connect to the sprue at the top and bottom of the head, allowing the pattern to be removed from the mold. A two-part polyurethane material is cast into the mold, cured, and removed. The new head is almost done, and now needs to have the bracket and screw affixed. To achieve this, a hole is drilled in the bottom of the head and a second resin casting is done. The new head is then hooked onto the spinal spring of the mannequin at the bracket, and the spring is released. With the refurbished head complete, the next goal is to replace the limb springs. The motivation behind this was to achieve better range of motion and ability to hold poses, as this was the most frequent complaint in user reviews. Aluminum wire was used because it is highly flexible and holds its shape once bent. After the wire is threaded through the wrist joint, the two ends are joined by twisting with a drill. The arm segments are then threaded onto the twisted wire and the ends of the wire are unfurled. The loose wire ends are then threaded through the shoulder joint, rewrapped, and crimped. The same process is followed for the legs, starting by unscrewing the screw at the ankle joint. For the legs, the loose wire ends are threaded through the hip joint, then rewrapped and crimped. The refurbished mannequin is excellent for sketching the human form in a wide range of poses. There's some issues with the head orientation and gaps between the limb segments, but overall I'm very pleased with the new look of the head and the improved range of motion.